the skipper of the Netherlands, his last match of any kind.
And it certainly wouldn't have ended the way he wanted it. I'm sure in his mind over and over again he's pictured himself lifting the World Cup trophy as champion, his last ever game as a professional footballer. But he should be proud of his performance. He played ever so well throughout the tournament. We thought going into the tournament that he could be the weak link for them at the back, but in the end he turned out to be one of their best performers, scored a great goal in the semifinals against Uruguay, probably the goal of the tournament. So despite the result today, he can go away with his head held high after a fantastic career and an excellent performance throughout this tournament.
Again, the Dutch are the runners-up for the third time in their history, and their string ends. They were unbeaten coming into the World Cup to qualify, 8 victories, and to date they had 6 victories in a row in South Africa before going down in extra time to Spain in the final.
Spanish team. South Africa. And he didn't do what Germany did. He didn't sit back. He didn't let them play. He got in their faces, got his team about them, and really tried to frustrate Spain. And for a large part of the game, it worked. And they had their chances, but just were unable to take them.
Well, now victorious Spain. And John, this is something that every player longs for.
This is a dream for these guys coming through, walking up those stairs. I'm sure before they went to sleep last night, this was in their heads, dreaming of it. It's a reality now. They deserve it. They gave it everything. And they'll be looking forward to this moment, getting those medals around their necks. A wonderful football team, lots of technically gifted players. They play it the right way, passing and moving. Haven't scored as many goals as we'd have hoped for, and them, but they've done it.
Spain becomes the first European champion to also win the World Cup title. 1974, it was West Germany, the reigning European champion, that went on to win the World Cup title. So Spain has scored the double. And in 2008, in Vienna, when they won that European championship, people had said prior to that that they could not win the big tournament. Now they've done it twice, and this is the biggest tournament of all. Iker Casillas, their goalkeeper, who loomed large today.
An outstanding game, an outstanding tournament. Had that wonderful penalty save in the quarter-final. Vitally important moment. He's come up with a big save in the 62nd minute. Probably made the difference. The difference between winning and losing is so fine at this level. But major part played in this victory. They'll be looking forward to this moment, that's for sure.
La Furia Roja, the Red Fury, have been waiting for. Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA, and Jacob Zuma, the president of South Africa, present the trophy to Iker Casillas and Spain. celebration at Soccer City in Johannesburg and on College Street, where the streetcars are stopped in Toronto. Plaza Flamenco. It pays to be Spain today. Outside the CBC Broadcast Center, Canada's soccer nation. So many gathered around the world to cheer on the World Cup victors in 2010. And for Wesley Sneijder and the Dutch, a bitter pill to swallow. Shining Soccer City Stadium, the melting pot for the world at this, the greatest sporting event on the face of the earth. And Spain celebrates today. Julio there scored a huge goal for Spain on the way to this final.
He did, and he was also looked at as possibly the weak link at the back. He's losing his pace a little bit, but put in a stellar performance again today. Scored the goal in the semifinal that got them here. Every one of Spain's players played a part. I think the one probably who disappointed the most was Fernando Torres. I'm sure he'll be pleased with the win and to be a World Cup champion, but his own role, I'm sure, in his own mind will have envisioned playing much more of a role for his country in this tournament.
Let's now go to Soccer City in Johannesburg and bring in Brenda Irving to tell us what it's like in that wonderful stadium.
Well, as you can tell, it's very loud in here right now. But you know, Scott, I don't know if you noticed, but during the match it kind of got quieter and quieter. The fans were probably just as tense as the players, but certainly a much different outcome than a year ago when the Confederations Cup was held here in South Africa, where Spain finished the other can do.
Brenda, I know you had said before the match that their fans were far outnumbered by the Sea of Orange and the Dutch, but they must be going crazy right now.
Well, they are. There are little pockets all around the stadium. Of course, not as large as the Dutch fans, but you can probably see right now just how happy they are, and they can't believe what's taking place. The team getting the team photo right now behind us, and I'm sure they'll be celebrating well into the evening. As for the Spanish players, they are actually leaving tonight, boarding a plane for Madrid, leaving at about 2 a.m. in the morning.
Brenda, the mood in South Africa in general as the World Cup culminates. The Spanish have scored the victory, but so too has the country and the continent of South Africa and Africa itself.
Well, certainly has. I mean, last year we came here to cover some stories, and the first story we covered was the fact that, you know, this is a culture, now you see the fireworks going off, but a country that has been divided for much of its history. But here we saw blacks and whites side by side joining together, supporting Bafana Bafana, and taking great pride in hosting this World Cup.
Brenda, thank you so much for doing this. Brenda Irving in Johannesburg at Soccer City Stadium, which is now erupting in celebration as the Spanish take their first World Cup title. You're watching the 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa on CBC.